The WikiLeaks release of John Podesta's emails has produced so much information that's worth careful analysis. Now we're going to be taking a look at one of the emails written by Gary Hirshberg. Gary Hirshberg is the former president and CEO of Stonyfield Farm, which is an organic yogurt producer. He's the current chairman, and he's a current Hillary Clinton supporter and bundler. He's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for her campaign. So he was writing to John Podesta back and forth about, well, his position is to label GMOs. And he was getting the sense that Hillary Clinton had the opposite feeling. So he was wanting to, if she did have that stance, that he wanted to talk to her about it. But this email was written from Hirshberg to Podesta on June 19, 2015. And this is an excerpt. As I explained to you on the phone, there is very clear and compelling USDA and USGS data demonstrating a strong likelihood of serious health and environmental threats due to the skyrocketing increases in herbicides associated with GMO usage. The most prolific of these compounds has now been found by the WHO to be, quote, probably carcinogenic, and the USGS reports that 60 to 100% of Iowa rainwater contains them. Leading agronomists and public health scientists are extremely concerned that these trends are rapidly increasing. To me, this is the key reason why citizens need the right to know and therefore choose. But in the interest of brevity, I have spared you a summary of those data. So the reason we thought that this email in particular was newsworthy is because the opinions that Hirshberg is sharing seem sort of similar to what we hear from Green Party's presidential nominee, Jill Stein, what she would say. Because she has taken a stance where she has questioned GMOs as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And believes in labeling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Gary Hirshberg, he's not running for president.
Right.
He's connected to the Clinton campaign as a supporter and a bundler for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still appropriate to see what Hillary Clinton's position on this matter is, considering Jill Stein's position has been so, publicly,
right,
criticized.
Right. And see, that's where it gets interesting. Because like you said, Jill Stein has been ferociously attacked on this issue. She's been labeled ridiculous, nonsensical,
crackpot,
a nut job. Yeah. Basically,
conspiracy.
Yes. Basically, she's a doctor who doesn't believe in science. She's anti-science. And people have said they can't support that, right? Okay. So let's go back to March. So the U.S. Senate rejected an anti-labeling bill. An anti-labeling bill. They rejected that in the U.S. Senate. Now, this was in the case of Vermont. Okay? So they rejected it. Of course, a lot of people were happy about that. Mm-hmm. People that want GMOs labeled, of course, they were happy about that. Now, this was before President Obama signed the DARK Act. But, that's another story. So listen to how Hillary Clinton responded to the news of the Senate rejecting the anti-labeling bill. Congress shouldn't block states from giving families information about their food. Glad the Senate stopped this bill.
First, I got to give her credit for having the right position. Okay?
Okay.
And publicly having the right...
Publicly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got to give her half credit.
Yeah, half credit. Because we know about that private position.
So, she had the right position publicly. But I have a big problem, not with that position, but the fact that she was not treated the same for having that position, because Jill Stein was raked through the coals.
Yes.
Simply
consistently.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was so many smear jobs done on Jill Stein for having that very same position.
The same position. So Hillary Clinton, in her own words, has stated that she is pro-GMO labeling. Jill Stein has said the exact same thing. So what is with the smear job? What is with categorizing Jill Stein as anti-science?
And just look at that kind of vague criticism, like in itself, right? Mm-hmm. Science is such a broad topic.
So many different
There's so many
fields.
branches
Yes.
of science. So she has a position on one issue,
Right.
and it makes her completely against science.
Right.
That just seems a bit overboard to me.
And unelectable because she's anti. Now, look here. So science is such a big issue that if somebody has the wrong position, as you say, then you can't vote for them. But like corruption, money in politics, foreign policy, war.
Election gerrymandering.
Yeah, none of that is a really big issue. Not bigger than science. Science is the issue where you determine how you have to vote. And so since Jill Stein is so anti-science, you can't vote for her.
Wait 1 second. Let's move, let's say, to another issue.
Right.
Since Jill Stein has been pegged as anti-science. Let's look at climate change.
Yeah, let's look at climate
Hillary
change.
Clinton has been a public proponent for climate change.
Right.
But what is her position on fossil fuels?
Right. And this goes back so far. So we saw at the debate in Michigan, when she was with Bernie Sanders debating on the stage, how she refused to say no to fracking. And we know her long history with fracking goes back to her days as Secretary of State, how she sold fracking all across the globe.
Well, you like saying that.
Yes, because that's what she did. It's a fact, right? So we know her history, right? So tell me, if we know that fracking can destroy the planet, contaminate our waters, it's not good for the environment, the people, the planet, it's not good. It's anti-climate change, right? If we know that, then why has Hillary Clinton not been labeled anti-science? Why does that label only go to Jill Stein?
I think we already know that because I guess Jill Stein is probably the most prominent counter agent to Hillary Clinton's platform. And I would say her agenda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so Jill Stein kind of brings clarity to issues that Hillary Clinton does not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so that leads us to this point. All of you Hillary Clinton supporters, and I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about all the loyal, staunch Hillary Clinton supporters from the beginning and all the de facto Hillary Clinton supporters that came over from Bernie Sanders. All of you frauds. You're full of shit, okay? Because if Jill Stein is anti-science, so is your favored candidate, Hillary Rodham Clinton. They're both nonsensical. They're both anti-science. But I'm betting that you won't categorize Hillary Clinton in that way.
Nah, of course not. Of course not. Because essentially that was the intention of criticizing Jill Stein. It was just a smear job.
That's what a smear job.
It was
That was the purpose.
And even if Hillary Clinton wouldn't have said that, still wouldn't change anything.
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't have made her anti-science.
No.
But
it's very interesting that Hillary Clinton has the same exact position. The same exact position, but only one of them is electable on science.
Speaking of Hillary Clinton supporters, we want to give a shout out to Rebecca Watson.
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, yeah.
That was that I'll call her de facto Hillary Clinton supporter.
She just trying to stomach
support
Hillary Clinton,
right.
Jill Stein.
She said that she couldn't support Jill Stein because of this anti-science mumbo jumbo, this nonsensical rhetoric.
That's what her smear job centered around.
And she said that she included herself in the mix of people that just wanted to prevent a fascist state and
endless wars,
nuclear wars.
Nuclear wars.
Yeah. Really?